Good to see Tyquan Thornton get some touches early on. And one thing I wanted to note about him, willing blocker, right? I mean, there was some times, I
Very.
think it was the first or second drive, where he was coming up and popping a safety, right? For a little guy like that, I don't want he's what's he 6'2", but he's a light frame, right? I mean, you see him without pads on, and you can't believe this guy's in the NFL. He's certainly, that's just his body type. But somebody at that size, willing blocker, I think that's big for him, and somebody, obviously everybody knows about the speed, and he showed last night
Right.
that we talked about. He's a crisp route runner. His release package at the line of scrimmage is really good. He's not going to struggle wherever you line him up, but doing little things like that, I think are really going to set him apart and push him up that depth chart, because he started, I think when they drafted him, right, he was wide receiver 5 with a lot to kind of prove to unseat some of the guys ahead of him. But everything we've seen from him from the summer and in camp this year, tied into last night. And this kid's a productive player, and I think that was the biggest thing that stood out to me. Right, the touchdown's nice. He ran some good routes. Hoyer underthrew him one time. He had about 2 yards of separation. I think it was on, I forget the corner, but it was on the outside, kind of on the boundary. But prior to that, he was coming up, popping safeties. You love to see that from a rookie receiver.
Yeah, I talked about this a lot, kind of leading up to the game, right? Yeah, he's checking all these boxes in training camp, and it's great that he's doing that. But the game is going to be a big step for him. I think he took that step. I thought, like you said, the blocking, throwing his body around is great. Honestly, his best play, I thought, was the incompletion down the sideline, because you go and you watch how well he got off the line there, and then how fast he pulls away and separates. That's why he's a top 50 pick. Is that play. Like, that's what teams are looking for. Ultimately, Brian Hoyer underthrows a pass a little bit. The defensive back's able to catch up. It falls incomplete. You hope that ends differently with Mac Jones, but I just thought that glimpse into what he can do, and this is really what the preseason is about, right? You're looking at the game in that way. That glimpse into what Thornton did on that play is a glimpse into really why they value him so much in the element he brings. Now, the touchdown's also impressive. For him to recognize his quarterback is in trouble, break off his route as quickly as he did. Guys that big, that fast, generally don't have good short area quickness. He showed it right there. It makes a nice catch, too, through contact. He drew the flag, still hauled in the touchdown. That's an encouraging sign, too. That's not a play every rookie makes. They may not recognize to break off their route, at least not as quickly as he did. If you watch Thornton, I mean, he recognizes at the exact right time when to break that route off, right? So people, I've seen people say, "Oh, he had 2 catches for 9 yards. How are you so impressed?" You got to kind of look in between the stats. The stats really are not indicative in the preseason. So going back and watching that, I just felt really encouraged. And now into joint practices, I know he won't be facing Stephon Gilmore. I misspoke on the last podcast.
I didn't want to
I
interrupt you.
apologize. No, you can. It's fine. It's been a long week. Just sitting out baking in the sun at camp. He won't face Stephon Gilmore. I am excited to see him face JC Horn, unless I'm missing something with JC Horn. Watch, he's probably gotten hurt or traded or something. But yeah, big week coming from him, but he continues to check all the boxes.